Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, I've got a bit of a repair job to do today. As you can probably see by the thumbnail, on a very, very old fuel tank that's had a previous repair, which is beautiful. I might be being sarcastic. Yeah, so this repair's basically, I've got to cut it all out. It is absolutely terrible, and the colour match is amazing. They nearly got it. Let's have a look. So as you can see, it's a Royal Enfield. It's about 100 years old and very, very rare apparently. So I've got to try and save it some way, somehow. With something like this, we're kind of going into the unknown. I don't know what the rest of it's going to be like. On the surface, it looks absolutely fantastic. It's a very, very strange place for it to rot out, because that's what had happened apparently. It was just rotten. The only thing I can think of, whether this tank's been off the bike and stored, perhaps upright, it's maybe got moisture in there, or left with that terrible modern fuel in there, or whatever, and it's rotted out. Because normally anything like this normally goes at the sides and at the base, but it's gone on the top, which is, yeah, quite unusual. I don't quite know what's gone on here, to be honest. I have no idea. But apparently this was a repair, sounds like, for a friend of a friend who was in the classic bike circles, and that's what they got back. Let's face it, it's shocking. It really is shocking. So I have got to try and salvage this. Like I say, on the surface of the rest of the tank, it looks fine, but we're never going to know till we start investigating what's gone on here. I've got my little magnet out. Great magnet that is, isn't it? But it's all steel. It's been repaired with steel, which is a good thing. I'm going to be more or less cutting out that entire dark green patch. It's lost a bit of its nice radius, so we've got this nice radius here that runs down the entire length of the tank, and it's been cut into down here, so it looks like we have lost a part of the radius, more so on this side than that side. So whatever repair panel we're going to do is got to have that put back in some way, somehow. Whether I try and do that in the panel, or I try and do that on our weld join and shape that back in. But it's definitely lost some of that radius. Also, I can't quite figure out why it's been ground down up here. As you can see up here, they're grind marks. It looks like some sort of belt sander's been used on it, the way the grinding's gone and the shape of it. Don't quite know why they've done that. This end piece, at a quick glance, looks like filler. It's just got that sort of icing on cake sort of look about it, so that could be filler. We may end up taking that entire end off the tank. I don't know yet. Like I say, I'm going to slowly dig away at it, starting with the patch. Probably take some of the paint off first, and yeah, sort of do our little investigation, taking bits out of it till we've got this cut right back to decent material. I am hoping we are going to work within this dark patch, the lovely paint match that we have going on here. So I'm going to start by taking some of this green paint off, see what we're up against, and gradually sort of trim it all back till we've got something good to go on, and then we'll make a panel that fits perfectly or best as we can and start getting it tacked in and shaped back up. It's going to be a careful, steady job to get it right. Certainly can't go as fast as we can at this, because we will end up causing more damage than what we've already got. So yeah, bit of an explore into what's gone on and then start our plans for repair. Let's get stuck in. Okay, I'm going to start by DAing the patch that's been done. They are fully aware that we are going to destroy the rest of the paintwork on this. When, you know, when this is done, it will need a repaint. They've took photographs of all this to try and get all that replicated back to how it was. I mean, this is not original. It's definitely not original paint. So I believe all these stripes would have been done by hand, and they have clearly been masked out. I don't know, but they are fully aware that they're going to have this tank completely repainted after I finish with it. Right, let's have a look what we've got going on then. Right, we've got a lot of filler down here. Oh, I'm hoping that corner hasn't gone and it's full of filler. Let's keep going at that bit. Oh no, we've got metal coming through. Yeah, we've got metal coming through there, which is good. I can only think the reason for the surface grinding up here is perhaps it was quite rusty and they've tried dressing that rust away, because we've got a bit of pitting down here. But as long as we've got decent material down these outside lines, we should be okay. Oh, famous last words. Okay, we got majority of the paint and filler off that area now. Just get this mess up and we'll have a closer look. Yeah, there's quite a bit of filler in there. I don't know when it had its fairly decent paint job done, they've done an entire skim of filler or several coats of I-Build primer. Right, looking at it now, I think someone's done this with lead, like a lead loading type job, but not very well. It's actually had quite a good repair there in lead, as you can see that area, which we will cut out, to be honest. We may as well while we're at this stage. So that repair's been done properly, probably a long time ago by somebody who knows what they're doing. We've got a bit of pitting down these radiuses. I don't think it's gone enough to be gone through. I'm hoping not. So all I'm hoping for is good thick material where we're going to cut it. This area looks pretty good. Below our bodgery there, that looks good. I think someone's tried, perhaps, I don't know, to sort of ding that in with probably a view to do a skim of filler over the lot, but that was never going to happen with how thick and horrible all this is. We've still got radiuses, although they sort of roll in, they're dented in. So I think if I cut best we can, leaving as much as that material there as possible, we'll be able to bring that back out. That's both sides. More so this side, it's sort of going inwards. So I'll actually mark it all up with tape in a bit. Yeah, I'm going to try and get as close to this as possible. Now, I'm not sure if that's been done because there's been a dent or it's been rot. I'm hoping, although that leading goes into our radius, I'm hoping when I cut it, we can get that straight. So basically, I'm going to be cutting somewhere around there, somewhere down there like so, and the same that side, leaving as much on as possible. We're going to leave all that bottom bit on, but what I will do before I make that decision is take all the paint off this end bit, because that looks a bit dodgy as well. But if that has gone, I'll try and repair that with a separate strip at the bottom, leaving our little radius there. We'll see how that goes. We'll get the paint off that in a minute. Yeah, where I've roughly marked it is where I need to cut it. Unless, if that's a dent, would I be able to get in to knock that back up? Is that a dent or is it a rot hole? I do not know. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll try two cuts first. We'll try one quite close. And if that is a dent, I might be able to get it from underneath with this great big gaping hole that we'll have here. Get that lead back out of it and repair the dent. If not, we'll cut it out completely. Right, I'm going to get some tape and mark this off properly and then investigate what's under this paint here at the very edge. Right, let's start with getting this paint off the end. I'm using the DA and not an angle grinder because I don't want to make any of this material any thinner. At least doing it this way, we'll literally just take the paint off. Let's have a look. So it looks like we got a bit of lead loading around here, which, to be honest, I think I'll try and leave. That may been a part of the original join when the tank was made. I'm just guessing here. What I'm going to have to do there, I think when we come to weld our plating, it's just going to be a bit of time and patience, because I don't want to generate enough heat in this to start melting this lead out, which could be the, like I say, could be the original joint of the tank, how it was manufactured. I don't know. It looks like there's a perfectly round hole there where the lead's laid into that. I don't know if you'll see that. Don't quite know what's gone on there. Is the camera picking that up? Just there. Anyway, regardless to what that's doing, that's going to be coming out. So what I'm going to do now is just sort of mark this out with some tape. And then it's the scary bit. We're gonna cut it out. I don't want to try and put heat into it and melt that lead out for the patch to pop off, because I do not want any other part of this tank buckling. So we are gonna cut it. Dun dun dun. Scary. There always is an element of concern when you're messing with something that is supposedly quite rare. Yeah. I'm not keen on responsibility. But right, to start with then, let's get as close to that terrible patch as possible. And then up here, we'll cut through and see if that is a dent or a rot hole where it's been loaded. And we're going to make sure all of that lead repair is out of our way, because that'll really mess with our welding if we don't get it all gone. This is where it would have been really good to have one of them cameras that you can plug into your mobile phone. Is it an endoscope or something? But I could have sent that in the tank to see what it all looked like inside. It would have been interesting to show that as well. I should have really looked into getting one of them. Just for jobs like this, it would be ideal. Like I say, we could see what's going on before we cut it all up. Anyway, the dreaded bit, cutting that out. That will be the point of no return. Wow. Oh, we've got screws in here, look. What is that about? Look at the thickness of that sealer they've put in there. Oh, I'm going to have to clean all that up. Obviously, not on this is scrap, but all this, look at that. Look how thick that is. Oh, we've got like a baffle plate in there as well, look. Nice. Okay. I think the cleanup operation is going to be a little bit more involved with this. It looks like they've probably emptied an entire litre and a half of sealant in there. We got remnants floating about in there where it's just broke well off that obviously by cutting it, but that's just broke off. That's a big clump of sealer. Looks like whatever they repaired it with, they screwed it on first. I can see 3 screws down here. 1, 2, 3. There's probably more under the sealer. We'll probably break that off. A curiosity to see, but yeah. It looks like they sealed it and rested this tank upside down, obviously to try and seal the repair they've done. So we've got all this to get off. It's got to come off because that will... Oh, that's nearly coming off. Oh, it'd be nice if both sides do that. Oh, that top bit's stuck solid. Oh, that side's stuck solid. see what we can do to clean that off. But the material we've got back to looks sort of okay. It looks like it had a strengthening rib come down here. As you can see there where we've gone through it, which is fine. It was obviously completely missing from the bit they repaired. There's a bit there. But what I will do with this, the piece that I put back in there, I will make slightly, I will cut a piece that's thicker than the material of the tank, because that'll give me a better chance of keeping it all straight, less buckles, rather than use a really thin piece of repair, giving me more chance of it buckling all out of shape. So the thicker material will help keep it all straight, hopefully. A quick blow out of all the muck. Right, I've just tried prising that other clump of sealer out of there. It's not budging. That really has done its job. It's stuck to that really well. So all the way around as well, is remnants of it all the way around. So I'm going to have the painstaking job of literally just grinding that back, because I can't be doing any welding with that under the surface, because it'll just fizz up and ruin our welding. So it's all got to come off. Everything's got to be clean, top and bottom. So for this, because I have no clue what that stuff is, I'm going to put a mask on. You never know what that stuff is, how long it's been there, what it's made out of. Probably got all sorts of nasty things in there. Oh, this is going to take a while, I think. We'll use all the tools we have to hand and slowly grind it away. That's pretty tough stuff, whatever they used. It's like concrete. Slowly chipping away at it though. Yeah, it literally had set in there like concrete. Some of it, yeah, ridiculous amounts. Way more than what it would have needed just to seal the tank. Have a look in now. Still got this big clump here. I can't break it off, we just got to grind that away. We've got quite a bit ground away from up here now. We've got huge clumps down here. I don't know if you'll see that. There we go, try and get all that off. It'll get there, bit by bit. A little bit of concern about this bottom edge here. This bit is really, really thin. Really thin. We'll just have to see what we can do. I don't know how to maybe cut a bit further back, see if we've got any thicker material down there. We'll see. Okay, preparation is getting there. I'm thinking now we've got all that cleaned up a bit, is, as you see, I've put fresh tape down, is taking this out up to there, because that will then get rid of this old dent repair, which has been lead filled, which we're not going to be able to weld anywhere near that. It's just going to fizz up and be an absolute nightmare. Even the tiniest remnant will mess with our weld. So I'm thinking our easiest option is to cut up and get rid of that, get it gone completely. Plus, obviously I'll cut this very close to the repair in a couple of these points. That's how thick the material is, if you can see that. Can you see that? There we go. Not even a mil thick. That literally is going to be like welding tissue paper. So I think if we go up here, there's a good chance we're going to have better material up here to do our repair. The corners, these rads, I'm going to get it back a bit more because I can. Now I've had a look inside and we can see we can trim that back a bit more. We're going to have good strength there because it being on a rad, that's going to be quite strong. Also with the bottom down here, it's like paper. So what I think I'm going to do is cut down round here and up there, so again we're really close to a radius, which is going to give us strength and far less chance of everything buckling out of shape. It's just going to be a long process. Well, we're not going to get it all done in this video. I've spent quite a while on that, although obviously I'll be cutting it right down for you to watch. I spent quite a while on that, getting all that stuff out of there, out of the way. But I think that's what I'm going to do, cut it back a bit more and give ourselves some better material to come off. I could even, as well as, let me just get a piece of metal. Have we got a piece? Just a little short piece maybe. What we got? Oh, not this thick, obviously. So a couple of mil thick. When I've got it back up here, is put ourselves some material underneath and get that tacked in, which will give us a really good chance of holding this flat as we weld it. So it'll be permanently in there as a strengthener. I can clamp all that up in there like so, and then we're welding the tank, our strengthener and our repair piece. So there'll be 3 welded surfaces in that tank to give us a better, like I say, a better chance of keeping it all nice and flat. Bit of 2 mil, literally a strip of 2 mil will do us. So I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to have to cut it back, and then this strengthener goes all the way down up here. We're going to have to trim that back inside so we can put our strip down in there underneath. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to get this top bit trimmed off and take a look at what we're up against then. Okay, that was definitely a good move. You probably can't see that on the GoPro, but areas of this are so thin But now we've took it up to there, if I flip that round, like I say, I don't know if you'll see it. You'll see we've got some good thick material there now, which is obviously up here. Better. You probably can't even see that edge, it's that thin. So yeah, that was a good move. And we've got rid of the old dent repair. There's probably people saying, oh, you should have kept that as original repair. No, I'd rather have it gone so we can do our repair properly. But yeah, that was a dent and someone's lead loaded it. Very well, I will add. Very well, they've done it good. No, now I've done that, I reckon I am confident to take this bottom bit down a bit more, because this bit is also like tissue paper. Right, what I want to do now is just see if we've got any remnants of the lead in this corner here. I think there might be a little bit. I'm just going to dab it with the old belt grinder. Yeah, that's lead. So we just got a remnant of that dent there now. I think I've got most of the lead out. What I'll probably do is just put a bit of heat in there, just enough for any remnants of lead to melt and wire brush it off. But first, we'll get the remnant of that dent. Yeah, we still got lead in there. I can see it cracking here. I don't like that. I don't like that. We've got a bit of a nasty weak point there then. Yeah, come on, don't do that to me. What's going on there then? We've got a crack appearing here. We might be chomping a bit more of this out. It's going to be one of them, is it? Yeah, it's cracking. As you can see that. Nice. Lovely job. Not. Yeah, that's not good. That's got to go. See what we've got there to mess about with. I wonder when that dent occurred, because it was so rotten, it split. Because that is definitely split. Oh, we got more of that terrible tank sealer underneath that. I'm gonna have to try and clear that out and see how thin that area's gone as well. What I could probably do there is put a piece under it and weld it in. It's gonna blow all the thin material away by welding it, but if we've got a bit of thicker material underneath, with our fingers crossed a little bit, it may just go in. Basically pull a bit of weld in that area with a repair piece underneath. Obviously that'll never be seen again. And basically just blow that away to decent material with weld until we got something that'll attach itself to and we can dress it back in. I think that's what I'm going to try and do there. Right, I'll just knock that a bit from underneath. Literally, it's just rotted away, as you can see that. So I'm going to take it back to where we've got some good material. I might even end up replacing that section of the radius. Let's see how far back it goes. This is the joys of trying to repair really old things. How's that? Where's my glasses? Let's see if we've got any metal left of any sort of thickness. That's not looking too bad. That bit was literally made up of lead and sealer. Look at that. I don't know if you can catch it, you can see through that. So that's literally fell out from underneath. Absolutely peppered. I think we've got half decent material now. So if I got a bit of material under there, we'll shape that rad in and literally weld off the good piece we put under there and sort of let it flow out into this, and then we'll dress it all back. That may work. That side seems okay. It's just where we had that dent, and I'll say, was it a dent or had it just rotted out, or both? I'm just going to take the paint back a bit more now, see what we're up against. Hopefully we're going to be finding decent material. Right, it's getting interesting. There's more lead in it. I think possibly from manufacturing. That top bit was definitely a repair. That was a dent repair. But we also have got lead down here. From about there all the way down. So that could have been a panel joint. You know, it's possibly this tank was built up in probably 4 different sections. But we've got metal up here. And we've got that back to something fairly reasonable. Not brilliant, but I think we should be able to do something with it. What I'm going to have to do, obviously there's no chance we're going to get it all finished in one video. I'm going to have to turn my patience up to about 1,000. And when we've made that infill panel there, is basically do a tack here and there. We'll get it sort of made and in, tack it in a couple of places, and to keep the heat out of this lead joint that's here, we're just gonna have to go around, tack over here, tack down there, tack over here, tack down there. I'll probably do that several times and leave it to go stone cold, then come back to it, repeat. I do not want to put a load of heat through this part of the tank, because we could end up in a real big mess. Don't get me wrong, we can get out of messes, it's metal work, but I don't want to create a massive mess by being impatient and just doing streams of welds, because whatever's in there with that lead, it's just going to fall out, which we really don't want to happen. I think this is how the tank was built. Definitely. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It is. But that's all it's going to be. Some serious patience and not just go at it like a bull at a gate. It's just going to have to be done in tiny sections and keeping the heat out of it as best we can. I'm going to put some strengtheners in, which will also help us, and we'll just chip away at it till we've got a top piece back in that tank. I know there's probably going to be loads of suggestions of how and all this business, should have done it like this and all that. I get that, but as you can see, the top part of that tank was rust, a really bad repair, and tank sealant. That's what that was made up of. And screws as well. Yeah. Nice. I'm sure we can improve on that. Yeah, that's that wasn't a good repair. But like I say, we're just gonna have to really take our time, and if we do that, all being well, it's going to turn out okay. Right, you'll see in the next video on this tank, you'll see some progress. I'm being optimistic. I'm sure we'll be okay. Right, that'll do. Tune in next time to see what other disasters we find on this tank. It is 100 years old. What do you expect? But steady patience, and we'll chip through it. That'll do. See you very soon. We'll get this done. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.